Hi guys, Paul and Michael here. This video is part of our November 2019 road trip. We started our trip in LA and then drove on to Death Valley. After that we went to Zion and Bryce Canyons. From Bryce we went on to Page, where we took a tour of Antelope Canyon. Next was Monument Valley and Canyon de Chelly. We then drove south to Holbrook and visited the Petrified Forest National Park. From there we went to Sedona and then we ended up in Kingman, and in this video we are driving on part of the historic Route 66. This is the Oatman Highway in Arizona. We left from Kingman and we are now on our way to Lake Havasu City. We've taken the scenic route through Oatman. Oatman Road is a narrow mountain road located in the Black Mountains of the Mojave County, with hairpin turns and scenic views. Oatman is about a 45-minute drive, 28 miles from Kingman. We're lucky with the weather today. It's a dry and sunny November day, and the driving conditions are perfect. This road can be impassable in heavy rain, snow and ice. We left Kingman early this morning, so there's very little traffic on the road today. When we researched this road, like we always do before our road trips, we read on social media that it can be challenging and dangerous to drive. But if you keep to the speed limits and don't get distracted by the views, anyone with even moderate mountain driving experience shouldn't have any problems. The Route 66 stretch of this road from Kingman to Oatman starts out fairly flat and straight. The highest point is Sitgraves Pass with an elevation of 3,550 feet, which lies between Cool Springs and Oatman. We are now approaching Oatman, and we must now look out for the wild donkeys on the road. The residents of Oatman ask tourists not to feed the donkeys outside of the town because it encourages them onto the road where they can often get hit by cars. The donkeys roam freely around the town and the surrounding area, and they are descendants of the original donkeys that were used as mining workers back in the 1900s. Now we've arrived in Oatman. It began as a small mining camp soon after two prospectors struck a 10 million gold find in 1915. Some say Oatman was named after Olive Oatman, a young girl from Illinois who was kidnapped by Indians in 1851. She was later traded to the Mojave Indians, who adopted her as a daughter. They later freed her back to her family in 1856. By 1941, all the mining had folded. Oatman was fortunate to be on busy Route 66. But by 1953, a new road was built between Kingman and Needles, which bypassed Oatman. By the 1960s, Oatman was all but abandoned. In 1921, a large fire destroyed most of the town, but spared the Oatman Hotel, which today is a Mojave County historical landmark. Its claim to fame is that Clark Gable and Carol Lombard stayed here on their honeymoon after their wedding in Kingman on March 18, 1939. The Gable-Lombard honeymoon suite is one of the major attractions of the hotel. Another huge attraction to the town is the wild donkeys. The residents consider the donkeys as family, and they look after their well-being and their health care. As we mentioned earlier, the residents ask tourists not to feed them for safety reasons. In fact, the Borough of Land Management now discourages the feeding of all donkeys, and if caught, you may be fined. More than 500,000 visitors are drawn annually to Oatman gold mine for the history and the donkeys. Today it's called the ghost town that refuses to die. We have really enjoyed our walk around Oatman today. It's really worth a visit. It's like a journey back in time. We are now leaving for Lake Havasu City, and we are excited to make our next video on London Bridge. Please don't forget to click like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.